Hey y'all, it's Kelt, and let's talk about emergency go bags. So this post was brought to you by a thread/Twitter post that I did about a reminder to periodically inspect the items in your go bag. It was time for our monthly go bag inspection, so we go through and we look at all the stuff, and I noticed that one of the solar charging battery packs that I have was starting to have battery swelling. This one particularly. You can kind of see it versus the good one. And that prompted a reminder that we're coming up on about a year from Helene and Milton and natural disasters such as the California wildfires. So now's probably a good time to remind everyone to check their go bags and also to make a video explaining what is a go bag for people who don't have one. So a go bag is probably a term that you've heard before. You may have heard of the term get out quick bag or a bug out bag. And in reality, those are three different types of bags. I'm mostly going to focus on go bags, but I'll tell you what the others are. So first, a go bag is a disaster preparedness tool. It is not surviving a zombie apocalypse. It is not surviving anything like that or societal collapse. The idea of a go bag is disaster hits such as a hurricane, earthquake, wildfire, tornadoes, or whatever, and you have to get out of where you are, usually your home, into a place like a shelter, and you need to take stuff with you. A go bag is something that is quick. It's easy to grab, and it is going to give you the necessities you need for about 3 days. Prior to this administration taking over, it usually took about 3 days for FEMA to fully set up in an area. They would move into an area while a disaster was predicted to be coming, such as a hurricane. They would start setting up, but usually there's a lot of safety protocol they have to go through before they can fully start operating. That normally takes about 72 hours. Prior to that point, you're relying on local services. Did your local government set up shelters? Did they set up things like that? You're going to have limited access to things like your medications, and you may not have your important documents. That's where a go bag comes in. This is where a go bag differentiates from something like a bug out bag. A bug out bag's idea is help's not coming. You have a bag that is going to help you survive fully, possibly on your own, maybe with other people if you have a family. You're preparing for every single contingency you can think of. A go bag, you're thinking of what can help me get to shelter and make my life better and more comfortable for the 3 days that I'm going to need it while I'm in shelter. Thirdly, there's the night bag or the get out bag. And that idea is it's just the bare necessities. Something really small that I can get, phone, wallet, driver's license, a little bit of medication. It sits by your nightstand. You can grab it and go. But that's why we're focusing on the go bag. So a go bag is going to focus on 3 days. So hence when you pack, you're going to think the rule of three. I need 3 days worth of clothes. I need 3 days worth of my medications. I need 3 days worth of non-perishable food. I need to be able to purify and get drinking water for 3 days before services come in. Everybody's go bag is going to be a little bit different. Your needs are going to be different than mine. So I don't usually like giving out an exact list of this is what I pack in my go bag. But let me give you some basic ideas. 3 days worth of clothes does not mean 3 full outfits, 3 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, 3 socks, 3 underwear. It's going to vary a little bit different for you than me. But for 3 days worth of clothes for me, it's 2 pairs of pants. I mostly wear jeans. I can wear the same pairs of jeans over and over. The reason I have a spare is what if my pair of jeans gets completely soaked? There's nothing worse than being in waterlogged clothes. I'm going to pack 3 t-shirts. I'm going to pack 4 pairs of underwear. I want an extra again if I get waterlogged. I'm going to pack at least 1 long sleeve shirt. I'm going to pack something like a flannel, and then I'm going to pack something that is like a water resistant jacket. Frog togs, rain jacket, windbreaker, something. If I am doing my go bag during the winter, I'm going to pack a heavier jacket on top of that. You are going to adjust to your own personal needs. Also, something that someone always forgets about clothes, pack something to sleep in. A pair of PJ pants and a t-shirt work great. You're going to a shelter. You don't want to sleep in your jeans, but you're surrounded by people. You're not going to sleep in your underwear. I talked about MREs and humanitarian aid rations in a different video, but that's my go-to for 3 days worth of food. It's non-perishable, it's easy to pack, it's highly nutritious. It may not be the favorite thing you need, but again, you just need food to get you until, kitchens are set up and shelters are fully operational versus just a place to keep you out of the elements. Of course, adjust to your own dietary needs, your allergens and things like that, but also add in some fun stuff. If you like crackers, if you like small things of chips, if you like beef jerky, add in a few things like that, because again, you're getting to a shelter. It doesn't mean you can't have any form of comfort. You want at least 3 days of your medications. I go usually higher than that. I go for a full week, but it depends on how big your medications are and what you can actually pack and get your hands on ahead of time. Some people can't pre-stock and have extra of their medications on hand. Do what is right for you. And then you want something that will hold and purify water. Either a LifeStraw, Sawyer water filter, types of, smart water bottles work great. Those ones you see in the gas stations, they're durable and they work well and they fit all of those water filters. You're not going to fill those up until an emergency is about to be announced. With that, I mean, notice that a hurricane is coming to your area. There's wildfires out in the distance, some miles away. You're not under evacuation order yet. Go ahead and fill your water supplies, but you don't want it sitting there for a month to 6 months getting nasty. Even if it's purified water, contamination can occur from opening the bottle, and it can start to grow pathogens and mold. And then I would recommend a weather radio, something that is solar powered or hand cranked, that you can at least listen to AM and FM so that you can get alerts as you are moving. Cell phone signal is not always the best option in a disaster. People in Milton and Helene noticed that they didn't have cell phone signals. Towers went down, they lost internet. It took getting satellite services and the radio into the area to communicate vital information. And lastly, for what I consider the necessities, copies of your important documents in something waterproof, even if it's just a Ziploc bag. By that I mean copy of birth certificate, copy of marriage license, copy of an ID, medicine records, things like that could not easily be replaced. You want to take those with you. When FEMA rolls in, they're going to ask for that stuff. And you don't want to be looking for stuff on a weekend in a disaster zone when all government services are shut down, because those government services don't have power either. And those employees are also going through the same disaster you are. If you need an extra ID and you can afford it, try to get a passport or a passport card. While you may not be traveling out of the country, they still work as federally recognized ID that would help you get services and help. Those are what I consider the absolute bare necessities. If you build a bag with food, water, medicine, clothes, basic communication like a weather radio, and your important documents, your go bag is done. You can leave it alone and you'd be fine. But you don't have to stop there. Now that you have the necessities, start thinking about comfort. If the cell phones work, but there's not power, things like the portable battery banks. I like solar powered ones because literally I can just face it out there and you can see it's charging sitting right here. It's not going to let me sit there and play Pokemon Go the entire time I'm in a disaster, but I might be able to get enough of a charge to see what's going on or send a text message to loved ones that I'm okay. Maybe even make a phone call. Throw a paperback book into your bag. Something that you can sit by and read. Throw some cards in your bag, some dominoes, checkers, something small. Those portable travel games that you see at Walmart, those are great. Throw in something like a tiny flashlight. Those little creature comforts that you're not expecting. Again, we're making a go bag, not a bug out bag. You don't need hunting equipment. You don't need digging equipment. You don't need fire starting equipment unless you just throw like a basic lighter or a pack of matches in there. But now that you've assembled it, you've given yourself the basics, you've given yourself the entertainment and the communication and the luxuries. Now you have to maintain the bag. The bag has to be comfortable, something that you would carry, not overloaded, not too much weight. If you have kids, you're building a bag for them, but maybe they're not carrying all their stuff. You're carrying your stuff. But you also have to inspect your bag. I inspect our bags monthly. I can do more often than that, but I guarantee that we're going to look at our equipment at least once a month. When I start seeing reports of natural disasters, I may go through the bag again and look again to make sure that it's what I need. You're looking for a few things when you do an inspection of your bag. First thing you're looking for is all your equipment in working order and in good shape? Like example, this swelling battery pack that's solar charging, it is not in good working order and is not in good shape. I need to get rid of this and replace it with another one of these or something like this. These are all TJ Maxx and Walmart stuff that we find these in. But while this wouldn't be a end of the world situation if my battery pack doesn't work, if I just do a simple check, I can guarantee that it does work. You're going to check expiration dates on food. filters, medicines, things like that, and you're going to rotate it. If you've had that same thing of medicine sitting in your bag for 4 or 5 months and it still hasn't expired, maybe take that and put it into your normal use and put something fresher in it that has a longer lifespan. If you have MREs that have been in your bags for a while and you have new ones or something else that you want to replace there, take the MREs on a camping or fishing trip and use them up. But rotate your stock. Kind of like food storage, you're going to rotate your surplus. You're going to check to make sure your clothes are in good working order, that they're appropriate for the season. You're not going to have a big puffy down jacket in the middle of July in your go bag. It's not necessary. But you might have the light weather jacket on there because occasionally in July you got a few cold nights depending on where you live. You're looking to see, is your clothes in good working order? Did a mouse get into your bag and eat a hole in your shirt? Is there a rip or tear or a weak spot on the clothes that you didn't notice when you first packed it? Things like that, change it out. And lastly, you're going to reevaluate what's in your bag. Did you get something new that would be a better fit for your bag? Or do you have something in your bag that you don't think you're going to need? Put your bag on. Walk around with it. Is it too heavy? Is it too light? Too light is a problem because, you could pack a little more that would make your life comfort. If it's too heavy, you don't want to use it, and it's going to make your life getting to that shelter harder. If you've read that book that's been sitting in your bag and you don't think that you're going to be interested by it, change it out. If you've played that game too much, change it out. Is your bag intuitive? Is it labeled? And is the stuff inside of it easy to find? Go into your bag and see if everything is intuitively placed. Pick an item and try to find it. See how long it takes you to find it. If you go to look for your lighter, for example, or your deck of cards, or even your water filter, and you're digging around, rustling through your entire bag, having to fully unpack your bag to find that, your bag's not packed properly. You need to make those adjustments. Maybe try making a modular capsule style bag where you have little bags containing all of your water supplies, all of your eating supplies. Your clothes are wrapped up in a certain way and the bags are labeled. However it works for you. Again, this is your bag. How I pack my bag is not going to be what works for you. My pack of playing cards is at the bottom of my bag. I have to dig it out, and I'm okay with that because when I get to the shelter, I'm not initially worried about my deck of cards. That is when things have calmed down. We're past the whole emergency stage. We're looking into the, hey, we're stuck here stage, and we're bored. My first aid kit, my medical supplies, my medicine, that is quickly accessible because that is what I'm going to need quick, easy, and I will need sooner. Go bags do not have to be expensive. A lot of the stuff you probably already have around your house. A lot of us have extra battery packs. Some of us have solar chargers, some of us don't. Again, I think this one was TJ Maxx. It was like $20, if that. My wife just happened to find it. I liked it. You can find stuff that you need. Water containment, smart water bottles from the gas station. Drink them, rinse them out, clean them, let them dry, put them in your go bag as storage. They hold a lot of water, they're durable, they're great, and they're cheap. If you want to invest a lot of money in this, you can, but it's not necessary. It'll make your life easier, ultralight stuff and stuff like that, but that can come later. Get your basic bag, get it ready, because there's nowhere on earth that a natural disaster could not happen. Anywhere we can experience this. But as always, stay vigilant, stay safe, make sure you're prepared. And I love you all. Until next time.